now we can screen share.
Let's do this.
Let's go.
I don't even remember what I put on the slide, so I'm glad you put
We're in
it
it
up.
together, girl. We are in this together. Okay.
Yes, we are.
So we are 1 week from launch as of today. I hope you guys are so stinking excited, because the more and more I look into this program, I am seeing more and more reasons why I need this. And, you know, Fran and I talked with you guys the last time we were on about really connecting with your why, and not like why you do this and, you know, why you coach and stuff, but like why this program is going to be a game changer for you. And it's so crazy, because today I was literally talking with one of my girlfriends about this program, and I was like, you know, when I noticed things not being right in my own system was after like those 3 years straight of swimsuit competitions. And she's like, oh my God, I don't know how you ate cod and broccoli 6 times a day for 3 months. Like, because we were talking about food prep, and I was like, I think that's what messed my whole gut and the whole system up, because I haven't been the same since. Like, I can't get back to my abs. I can't do all these things. And I hit plateaus, and I have bloating every evening, and I don't sleep well. And the whole time I'm telling her this, I was like, and I'm someone who thought, I don't know if this program's going to be for me, because I don't have any gut issues till you talk about it. So I hope you guys take the time to really think about like what and why you're doing this, right? Okay, so I know we talked about that before, but I had my epiphany today. Like the light bulb went on. I'm like, now I have something to talk about. I was feeling behind, but now I'm feeling really good, because I know there's other people out there who have maybe tried paleo. That's what was her. Like, she's like, I was paleo for so long, and now I can't regulate my weight to save my life. And I'm like, well, that's why I think this is going to be a perfect program for you. So
100%.
I'm just throwing it out there. Like, think of our keto people. Think of all these people.
You know what, Katrina, you said something really important, that you were really overwhelmed. And I don't know if Katrina told you guys, but like her and I both, with different things going on in our personal lives, she calls me yesterday and we're like, oh my God, this thing is in a week. Oh my, and we had a moment of panic, which, by the way, I mean, Katrina, yes or no, that happens to us, I would say, every launch. Like, something happens, all of a sudden it's here, and you're like, holy crap. And this is why we do these meetings, you guys, so that we can like listen. I love Amy Coppola always tells me, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. Do something I mean, sometimes I can't find the cute stories that I wanted. So I just whip my phone and I start doing stories, and I don't, how should I say? I don't do pre-made stories with all cute graphics. And I see that I have better results when I talk to my people. And as Katrina was saying, talk about why this specific program is important for you. And I know you've told your team, as I told my team, why are you excited about this program? Each of you, why is this important? We all have different reasons. For me, freaking menopause is kicking my ass. I'm not sleeping well. That if one more person from that test group says they slept amazingly, I'm going to hit them. I mean, I want that. I want that for me. My husband and my husband, who, by the way, pretends he watches my stories, he really does not. All of a sudden, not Fran, but Johan, Monica's husband, is doing the gut health protocol, and that's what he's doing back there. Hey, babe, can you tell me a little bit about that gut health? I'm like, really? I've been talking about it for 2 months. So they have major gut issues, throwing up, bathroom issues, bloating. Everybody has a different reason. So before you start talking about it, to me, as Katrina was saying, connecting to why this is important for you, forget about all the cute graphics. That to me is, if you take nothing else, get on your stories every day and just talk about why you're doing this. Okay, sorry, I'll get off my. No,
it's 100%. And like, I think that's why I was feeling overwhelmed, because I was like, I don't need this. And here I am trying to launch a program. But the more I need this. I do need this. Like, I haven't seen my abs since my last swimsuit comp. Like, I went through the 645 test group and I had a great transformation, but it wasn't what I expected. Like my expectations aren't getting met, and I am freaking killing myself in my workouts and in my nutrition. So what is it? It's obviously something I'm doing. So get in
100%.
touch with that wife right now before we even move forward. And if you don't know it yet, I suggest you talk out loud, because that's what did it for me today. She's like, you're in amazing shape. What do you don't have any gut problems? And I was like, yeah, but like the more people tell me that they're sleep, like I haven't slept well since I had kids. I thought that was just a mom thing, and like all the things, right? So talk it out. And even if it's like with someone else on this call,
100%.
call them and talk it out. So, okay, let's jump into this. So, important dates, guys. Fran is freaking amazing. She works literally. She reminds me of like the hamster on the wheel who is like, okay, Katrina, this is what I'm doing, because I'm like, okay, we need to open the Snoop group. Okay, I love this graphics, and somehow
Good.
she's like following along whatever my flighty ideas are, getting it done. So we make a great team. She's got everything set in our Snoop group, which if you watch the Diesel Nation launch call last night, we particularly like to run one for our people that is a little more intimate, because Diesel Nation Snoop group will literally have 1,000 people. And I feel like I don't want my people getting lost in all of that. And I lose them. I lose them and they lose me. So we open our own every time with this. Tomorrow it will open, and you use tomorrow on to add your people, because this weekend we're going to be doing that workout. And Fran and I were laughing our butts off in our freak out of like, I'm going to use a bad word, so earmuff the kids, but like, you got to show the fuck up to that, you guys. Like, show the F up, bring a friend, right?
Absolutely. Mandatory.
Live.
It doesn't matter what program we have. It doesn't matter how great the sample workout or if it sucks. To me, at the end of the day, people join us to join us. This little community, working out with someone, seeing somebody sweat and struggle and pick themselves up together. The community to me is everything. It doesn't fill in the blank, whatever gut health protocol is. It doesn't matter what it is, the community. So whether you're doing a live sample workout or you're doing it virtually with us, please don't just show up. Yes, of course, show up, but bring somebody, bring a friend, bring a mom, bring a sister, bring somebody new. Watch how that little sparkle turns into a flame. So yes, absolutely. And I'm glad you mentioned also the Snoop group, guys. Don't just put them in there. Keep that communication. Hey, I added you in there. Do you see yourself in there? Great. Okay, what are you most looking forward to in this program? Did you see the guide on whatever? Have you done any workouts with Autumn? Did you see the part with supplements? Which part of that do you think you will benefit the most from? Like, keep that line of communication, because I've noticed that when I've been guilty of it too. I throw somebody in the Snoop troop in that information group, and then at the end, like, so you want it? Yeah, no. Most times they're like, yeah, I don't know, it's for me. Never mind, or they ghost me. So keep that line of communication open.
Or they haven't looked in there. So you have to do the back end, and that's why we're going to talk tracking, we're going to talk inviting, we're going to move right into a power hour after we get through some of this housekeeping. And like, you've got to keep that list. So with the group, guys, you guys will get the link right after this call. But with the group, I don't just add people in. Like, I will send them a link and have them ask to join or whatever. So that way, if it's like, don't dump a bunch of people in there, like, ask them if they want to join it, or I'll send them a link and be like, I don't know if you're interested, but this is everything you need to know about the program. I saw you liked my thing on my stories. Then if they go in and add themselves that way, I know they have interest. So my job is to then go through and search their name in the group. So this is like why we call it hustle season during launch, right? Because then I'll be like, oh, I see you're in the group. Awesome. Like, is there something specific that you struggle with that you might want to talk with me so I can guide you in the right direction? And you can kind of keep that open line of communication like Fran said. But remember, you're gonna have to not just throw people in a group, because it's like throwing spaghetti on the wall and hoping it sticks. You really have to be, you know, in the deep conversations. So we all know launch is next week. You know, we've got the big launch party with Diesel Nation on the 14th. I think that's awesome. That day, but remember, we're going to have so much going on in our group that you don't really want to add your people to all these groups. Like, we will have our own type of launch party. There's nothing crazy going on that is that. It's just the day before launch where we hype everybody up, and you can do that within the group. We will do a prep week for this. So what's going to happen is after we do the Snoop group, we're going to move into what we call like our test group of the program. But we're all going to be brand new into what the heck we're doing. Like, remember, this is not portion fix. This is uncharted territory for 96% of us, which means it's a standalone nutrition program. It is not to be mindset, and it is not portion fix. It's its own thing. So we all are really going to need a prep week. So please mark your calendars. We will officially kick off the 28th. But Fran is going to, and I, of course, are going to help you through that prep week. What we're teaching our people, what we're helping them with. We're waiting on supplements. We're talking about the importance of the supplements as far as the Revitalize and the Optimize and what they do specifically, those kind of things.
Absolutely. And Erin says that there's some videos that you want to watch before you start the program. So don't worry, our challenge, our bod group challenge guides will already walk everybody through the prep week. Even if we're in Pico, we're going to be just fine. But they're just quick videos, and we'll schedule all our posts for those of us that are in Punta Cana. We're going to be okay.
Yeah. And we work on those trips, so don't let them scare you or fool you.
I'm actually doing a coach sneak peek, but that's a whole sidebar.
So remember, guys, you have a ton of resources for this launch. The Diesel Nation launch guide is being updated every single day with new stories, new, like the I'm ready committed graphic. I used that today. I dropped my picture in it. And if you don't know where something is, do not be afraid to ask. I asked in a leader thread today, and Christina was like, gave me the riot act and then said, thank you for coming to my TED Talk. And I was like, I'm sorry, I'm just so behind. But ask us, we will help you find it if you don't know where it is in the launch plan. But it's so important to go over that so that when you do need an answer to a supplement question, or you do need a story template or an email template like we're going to work with tonight, you're not flailing all over wasting time looking for it. So get familiar with the launch guide. There is the one in the back office. Every time you log into your back office, you should be seeing the 4-week gut protocol, launch tools, right? That's there and popping up to tell you to go look at it. So if you haven't yet, I'm not going to make you drop in the chat if you haven't, or if you're feeling behind, but please, guys, please set some time aside to do that if you haven't, because the back office has all of our graphics, the things you can make as stickers, the things you can make, you know, as little overlays on your photos, all the things that you want to know where they are, not in when you're in stressed out mode, but ahead of time, so then you don't have to stress. And then Autumn's put together, if you haven't checked that out, you're really missing out. Her resources are phenomenal. She's updating those constantly as well. I took some time yesterday and really dug into that and everything she has on her website. So make sure you're checking that out, okay? Absolutely, Heather. Thank you. Yes, I always make, like, I have 3-day refresh stories, or, you know, 645, and I put everything about my stories, all the transformation photos, everything in an album. That way I have quick reference when I'm uploading anything, or I don't have enough ticks on my story or whatever. I'm going to go through and just start picking from those. So make things as easy as possible for yourself. Okay. So here we are, 1 week out. The things that you should be talking about. If you want to use your phone, take a screenshot of this. That's always helpful. But these are all the things that are in the stories that are in that launch plan. So please don't reinvent the wheel. Use what's there. But when you're talking to your phone too, like to your audience, talk about what are signs of an unhealthy gut. Like most of us have experienced bloating. We know after, we go out and eat all the fried food or whatever, we know what that feels like the next day. Monica had a great one about her wedding ring. I'm like, when I'm on point, this puppy turns. This one barely hangs on, right? When I'm like, oh, I've had too much salt, I can't get either of them off, right? So talk about those things. It is true. Talk about how you feel. I never thought I had gut issues. We went over this. Wednesday, I'm in the classroom and I don't have a lot of time to eat and all those things. I come home and I literally have to take a nap. And I always blamed it was because I was working with children that are not mine. I cannot yell at them, those kind of things. But in reality, I think it's because I'm not eating enough, or what I'm eating is usually something that is grab and go crap food at that point, right? So those are all things you can talk about. Use the video teaser. Once again, the sizzle video is phenomenal, and Autumn's addressing all the things we don't want to talk about, like diarrhea and all that. She does it in a cute, professional manner. So use it. It's absolutely beautiful. And then talk, starting yesterday, about inviting people to this sample workout. So I'm having people over live to the house, live in that respect, and so is Fran, and then we're going to go live together with anyone who maybe isn't local, can go live from where they're at, or like join the Zoom, and we're going to do it all together. That's where we share community. That is where people are like, oh, it isn't just Richard Simmons videos. Hate to use that reference, but that was like what my mom worked out to, right? Like, I'm not just popping in a video and I have no communication with this person. I'm on my own. No, we have the No Snooze crew. I was just telling Mary about it today. Like, go find that link. You can work out. People are on there all hours of the day. We have this community, and I think so often we don't talk about that. So let's talk about it. I'm always talking about the benefits of pre and probiotics. I love Bacillus coagulans. You guys know this. It's our main probiotic in Shakeology. And we need to talk about that on our stories, so it's not like, what is she talking about, when you're like telling people the benefits of the program. So if you start talking about it now, and how nutrient absorption is huge, and that's what enzymes are in your stomach to allow you, that's what Optimize is, to optimize that absorption. And a little sidebar, I don't want to take too much of your time, but after Mason's surgery, his surgeon and pediatrician were like, you have got to just boost his probiotic big time. And I was like, I got just the thing. And I was drinking my shake at the time. I showed her the packet and she was like, that's magic. That was her word. What is that? That's magic. The surgeon. And I explained to her, it's what I do. I'm a shake slinger. I always joke about it. And I said, but they have a kid's version. So I pulled that label up on my phone, and she's like, if he can drink 3 of those a day, he's golden. Like, absolutely, that is the best thing. That needs to be in schools everywhere. The pediatrician was like, how do we get this into our community and into our kids? And so that is something I'm going to share. You bet your bippy. Like, if I'm getting it and my kids get it, and the benefits of that are that huge, we need to talk about it, right? And so maybe you don't have that story, but you know what's in it, and you can look at those things and talk about it and talk to that, or say, I coach with a girl or whatever, and use my story. Okay, and that's the same thing as transformations, because none of us have a transformation just yet with this program. So use the testimonials and the stories and the transformations of those around you. Like, we have people you can even tag, like Maddie, Monica. I mean, Erin would love a tag too. She's all part. She's our adopted team, But Nicole Dobransky, right? There's Lizzie. There's so many girls that were in Diesel Nation that were in that. Leah Mine is in my own downline. Like, those are the ones you want to use, because it hits home. They see you, and they see those girls in the other photos with you, right, at events and stuff. And then Etsy is on there. That is, I'm assuming Fran is talking about, like, go to Etsy and look at the tools. There's guides, all the things that are there. And if absolutely that's not there,
yeah, I mean, that's where we grab our stories from. All the cute stuff, we're creative, we're not that good. We literally go into Etsy,
That's
Etsy, type in gut health protocol stories, gut health protocol challenge guide, gut health they have it all. It's a one-stop shop. Besides, Diesel Nation has one. Our team page, we've got a document filled with resources. So like Autumn Calabrese, you type in autumncalabrese.com. She's got resources in there. So yeah, no, there's stuff everywhere. She's done a really good job with marketing.
Absolutely. She obviously is very passionate about this because she's taken it to a complete another level than in the 8 years of doing this with all the different launches that I think anything has ever been. So that is to your advantage. So I'm not going to call you guys out, but I know many of you, just based on some questions that have come through, haven't watched too many of the training calls, right? And so please, like, launches next week. Now that doesn't mean you're behind the ball, but just like anything, you don't want to miss the wave. Okay, so get yourself familiar. If you don't have to be educated, you don't have to be the expert, but you need to know the things we're driving home and repeating every week that you're seeing over Diesel Nation every week. But watch those calls, guys. The champions page has a ton, and I know myself, like, it can feel paralyzing, right? Of like, there's so much information. So I'm like, take a deep breath, pick 1 or 2 calls. Like, I have a shit ton to catch up on. I'm just gonna be awesome, like, honest with you guys. But I'm like, today I took the Autumn and Monica interview, right? I just focused on that and I took some gold from there. So pick 1 a day. You still have time. And just the more you listen to it, yes, the more energy you're going to feel and the more you're going to be like, I feel confident in this. I feel confident about talking about this. But don't paralyze yourself. One thing at a time. You've had homework now for 3 weeks of creating a Google form. So have you created it? Have you used it? Have you used it as a link on your story? I think if you haven't, that's number 1, because you have to have a place to track these people and funnel them to and gather emails and whatnot. And then we need to invite to the sample workout. I said we should start yesterday. So I know some of you hopped on the Diesel Nation one last weekend. Some of you hosted your own. That's awesome. But anybody who hasn't, and even if you can't be on or you have plans, please invite to that. Please get your people on. I promise we'll be able to answer questions and take care of them, but they don't know about it if you don't invite them to it. So continue to invite to it. Yes. Yes, the PDF that Christina did is in the launch plan. She updated it with pricing today. So it's the same link and now you have pricing for it. So that goes out in your emails, which we're going to talk about as well if you're doing any form of a newsletter. So we talked about why you need it. I think we hit that home pretty good. And now is like, sorry, this is the do or die. Like, for all the people that were like, oh, I need this. Yes, I'd love more information. Like, did you write those names down? Do you have a way of tracking that? Because I hope so. Like, I have 42 names on this binder paper of the people. Like, I didn't have anything. That's the one thing I had in the hospital, pencil. And I was just like, anybody that was like, yes, yes, yes. I was just their name and IG next to the ones that were Instagram and Facebook on the other, right? If you missed it, like you already didn't have that, that's okay. You can go back and look at your archives of your stories or messages, but please try to make a hot list of at least 10 people, guys. This launch, literally, I was talking to my emeralds today. My hammer and chisel launch took me from a diamond to a 5-star in like 5 months. That's insane with one launch. And so Emily Favres took her to 15-star with 80-day obsession. I know you guys have heard this, but I'm reiterating that because that only happens if you have the list of people to send the carts to and invite. If you don't have the names, you're just still talking to your stories, okay? So make sure you're getting that information and writing it down. So that's kind of just a gut check. If you haven't done those things, don't freak out. Don't hate me for calling it out. But please take a picture of that and make those priorities, okay? Like, that's what you need to be doing for the last 2 weeks. We gave you catch up last week and all the things, but now it's go time. You know, you're a week out. So what we're doing right now, if you're all caught up and you're like, yes, Yes, I did it. I did it. I did it. I'm all good. I'm on track. I'm on par. Perfect. Your priority now is to have something to invite to, which is our sample workout first and foremost on Saturday, and then the Snoop group. Like, I have a group that's just all information about this program. I'd love to add you in there. Here's the link. Add yourself if you'd like more information on this program. Awesome. Write their name down so you can then tag them in posts in the group. Okay. And then that's going to be daily on your stories. You need to be talking about it like every day. I know on the Diesel Nation call, they said, like, you don't have to talk about it every day. I'm like, oh, no, what? Whoop, rewind. I don't know. You're going to slide past that. I needed to do that reel right then, right? Like, you're not going to slide past me like you didn't just say that. Because, sorry, friends, you need to be talking about it every day. You know, when I was in the hospital, 700 one day and over almost 900 people watched my stories through that chaos. I have like 96 this week, but what I'm telling you is those 96 that watched those few slides then are not seeing it now. You're gonna have to talk to it every single day because you have different people watching it. If you just
And not only that, but that's why we have so many topics to talk about. One day could be the video teaser. Another day could be why it's important for you. Another day could be a transformation or testimonial. Another day could be the cute graphics. You know what I mean? Like, you recycle those things, but you're not putting the same thing every single day. You may be talking about gut health protocol, but you're talking about different aspects of it. So that's why we went ahead and gave you, the different types of stories that you can be talking about. You have 1, 2, 3, you have 6
right there.
right there. And you go to Etsy and you're going to find several more ideas. So there's so much to talk about with talking about gut health without making it seem like you're doing the same thing every day.
Yes. And that is literally, you got to talk about it every day, at least some component of it. Like, yes, don't be just all sales. Talk about the other things you're doing in your day or your kids or whatever you got going on. But you do need to you need to hit this one every single day if you want to make an impact with the launch. Okay. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to make an impact with this launch. And we are going to go through, you know what, when I first started this business, do you remember Carl doing recruiting blitzes? And it was before Zoom, and you would call in and he'd be like, okay, everybody get out your phone and you're going to text every family member. Like, we used to do invite blitzes with our CEO. So that's kind of what we're doing tonight, but a little more in tune with the times. So everybody pull out your phone. We are going to start with your last post, and we're just going to invite every single person who liked that post and commented on that post. And we can drop some scripts for you guys in the chat. If you guys want, I can even stop sharing for a second as we go in between. I want you to unmute yourselves. I want you to talk to me about, like, hey, I invited this girl. This was her feedback. I don't know what to say to this person. Like, this is a working Power Hour mastermind. We're doing it together, right? And this is how you're going to work through those uncomfortable conversations. But we can't help you if we don't know what you're working with. So if anybody who has been inviting wants to drop an invite, that's great. Mine in particular for this evening is going to be to the sample workout. I am literally just going to say, I don't know, you've been watching my stories, you saw my sample, you saw me do the sample, would you like to do it with me? And instead of just sending them the link, invite them to join you and do it with you. You get much better feedback because usually they don't. Do you notice when you send the sample and you're like, hey, did you try it? And they're like, not yet. Yeah, you don't get as good as feedback as if you're like, let's do it together this time, this day. Boom, can't avoid me. Calling you, 6:45, make sure you're doing it. You know what I mean? Okay. I guess I could play some music for you guys.
Katrina, the one for us, is it going to be at 7:30 at your house?
Fran, what's your normal time? 10:30 or 10?
Our workout is at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.
So that's 5 a.m. for us.
8, 7, 6, 5. Correct.
No. So
But
what we
yeah,
can
I
do-
think that what we did the last time is you did a Pacific time and we did an Eastern time.
Yes, I was just seeing if maybe if you were at 10:30, maybe we could do together. Yes, what time do you guys want to do? Do you want to do, we usually do 7 or 7:30. We did 7:30 last time. We could even do 9. Like if you guys want a later time. I just know most of my people are moms and they need to get on with their day. But we could even do 8. You tell me, we can do it. What do you think, Heather?
I'm down for whatever. I started inviting already today and I told them 7:30, but then those people can't come at 7:30. So we can just switch the time if that works. If 8 is better, like however life works for people.
Yeah, what if we do 8? That way, you know, me and you can get together at 7:30 and we'll be ready at 7:30. But if we press play at 8, I think we'll be good.
All right.
Okay. And anyone local, please come over. Okay. So Fran dropped an invite right here in the chat. I'm gonna get mine because they're all on my phone in my notes. I have to send it through Facebook to get it in there, but I'm coming right up. Okay. So I guess this has to be prefaced with, it's a really good idea to make a post daily that also has something to somewhat do with gut health. So that when it comes time to reach out to the people that liked or commented on that, right, that you can send them an invite to this. But if you don't have a post, it's okay. Because maybe some of you are like, well, I didn't make a post. It lets, you know, you can go to your stories, you can go to an older post, you can invite from other places. But the invite I'm about to drop, I just have to pull up my Facebook. Just make sure you know, like, did they watch your stories? Did they like your post? And change whatever that is, so that you're in sync with what it is. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
One small thing that I find works, these scripts are great, but the one thing that to me I get the most amount of responses from is when I leave them a voice message. I don't have to type anything. Sometimes I sound like an idiot because I'm distracted or I'm like, oh, I could have said that better. The beautiful thing about Instagram is the moment it sends, you can unsend it. But the voice message to me yields way more responses than the copy and paste.
Yes, I agree. And you have to make them your own, because in the past I've said words like rad. You know, if you guys do not say rad, it's probably a good idea not to use rad.
My favorite Katrina word.
Katrina and rad. I was like, yep. I use wicked, I use rad. Like, obviously, if that's not in your vocabulary, change those. I just want to add in no impact on this. So I will say too that I do change it a little bit depending on like what I'm talking to that person about. Let's say the post was about, you know, afternoon slump, right? Like, I don't necessarily need to make sure I hit the no impact portion on the head. Like, I want to talk about, you know, like, instead of, I'm so obsessed with this program where it's like, I always try to solve a problem within the invite, by the way. So I say like, I'm getting mind-blown results from weight loss to reduced inflammation. I might wipe out reduced inflammation or clearer skin, right? And say, and they, you know, that have so much more energy from just clearing up their gut, right? Like, I'll always try to fix the problem with a solution in the invite right off the get-go. So that they're like, oh, you know, if she liked the afternoon slump post, it's probably what resonated with her. If she liked the bloating post, I might talk about like, some of these people lost 10 pounds, you know, and that was mostly bloat. So those are how you want to reiterate the solution to problem situation that we talk about all the time. I'm not sure if I said this because I'm just a hot mess scatterbrain, but I also don't just be like, oh, I'll send you the link, which you guys, it's our Freedom Squad link. The link you're on right now is the one we'll be using to work out. I always ask for their email and then I'll send it, because then I have another point of contact. Then they're going to get, once the program launches and I have a link to purchase, they're going to get that. They're going to continue to get those things. So instead of just sending the goods, I'm always like, what's another point of contact? I want to create as many emails in my funnel as possible. So I don't think I said that. I just wanted to reiterate that that's how I do it. I know we're not doing it together, but let's set a goal. How many people do you think you could have at that workout, Fran? Either on Zoom and in person. Let's make it a competition between the two teams. I always love a good competition. You guys, what do you think? Like, let's not aim low. You want 50? We had over 100 for the 645 that we did together. I'm gonna throw it out there. You guys drop your numbers in the chat. What do you think we could get as teams?
Sweetie pie. This is kind of stuffy. House is kind of stuffy. I'm gonna leave it open for a while.
Hey, Katrina, do you want to give people your address? Like, how are you going to do that with your gate and stuff? I'm all not just going to be handing out your gate code.
Yes, I can have Brad open it. That would be, oh, 250 Zelly just for you guys? She's raising them bar. Okay, so here's the jam though, like people we know, don't like people you know personally, like the bring a
Okay.
friend thing. Bring 10 friends if you know them. Don't post my address on the internet and tell them to come have coffee with Katrina. No, I'm kidding. Obviously anybody in the team is welcome and most of you know the gate coder and I don't mind sharing it. But anything other than that, I'll have the gate open and we can do that. But everybody else, let's invite them virtually. Unless they come with you, of course. If they're someone brand spanking new, invite them to come with you, especially if they're local. We used to do shake and shares back in the day. I'm really dating myself. Where we would literally you would have a pampered chef party or something and you'd have people come over and try Shakeology and you'd make Shakeology 47 different ways and all the protein bars and all the things. And people would come eat and drink all your goods and you'd hopefully sign them up. So let's get back to the roots, I guess, Heather. It was called Fit Club. You do a workout and sample shakes. It's good stuff. Okay, so if you have done all your post likes, if you had a post, I hope you went on to story viewers. Like, give me a raise of hands or drop in the chat. Did everybody move on to story views already? I did, so I just want to make sure I'm not like, oh, by the way, do that. Okay, so the next one you're going to want to jump into is anyone who has ever taken a poll on your stories since you've been talking about gut protocol. Like, you don't have to go back to 6:45. You totally can. I still do. Like sometimes when I am in like, oh, I need to hit success club or something, I will go as far back to like 2014. But I would start with what's fresh first. So go back to anybody in the last 2 weeks that has taken a poll on your stories and hopefully you've written them down. Like I don't ever have to go back into Instagram. I work off this list. I'm going to go through these 45 people I have on my hot list and invite them based off people who have clicked my link or took a poll on my story, and I'm going to give them a personal invite. And I'm going to say that invite's going to change because they've already taken a poll and showed a lot of interest. I'm going to say, hey, I know you were interested in the new program coming out. It just so happens this Saturday we're getting together to do the sample workout together. Would you like to tune in? I can get you the link. Shoot me your email. Right? If I've already have their email because I have an E next to their name because they filled out my form, I'm just saying I would love to send you the link. I still don't just send it and say join us because I want them to respond with, I'd love to join you or whatever, or Saturday doesn't work for me. Will there be a recording? I want a response before I shoot that because those are those point of contacts, okay? So go into any old polls or stories. And if you didn't write them down, guys, you know how to hit your archive? Shake yes. If you don't, shake no or unmute yourself. Everybody knows how to go to their archive for old polls. Okay. It's okay if you don't. Okay. All right. So polls, we're going to do that next. Sorry, guys, I have so many I gotta do. Okay, so subscription renewals. Fran, do you wanna, I mean, I can totally do it. I can screen share and go in through the back office. Does everyone know how to look up their subscriptions? Because you know, it's usually easier on the computer, but everyone's shaking their heads yes, so I think we're good. So your subscription renewals are huge. I love to do these first thing in the morning. I literally love when I see new subscriptions, and I literally for this program am talking to my subscription renewals into June. I might even ask July, because they're going to get such a savings by doing the stack of supplements, right? Because they don't want to buy those on their own. They're different quantities in the, hi Lily, they're different quantities in those stacks. Ultimate Reset is only 21 days. So this is the whole 4 weeks, right? 28 days a month. So you're going to have to end up buying 2 of the supplement stacks if you do it any other way. So I'm telling everyone to cancel their existing Shakeology, even if it's vegan, and going all in with the full pack.
100%. Do you have a particular script, Katrina, that you use to send to your renewals? And then for those of you that are new, that I know I have a couple of newbies here, you can find your subscriptions by in your online office. You're going to go to reports, and then under reports, you're going to see subscription orders. Actually, I didn't even think of sharing my screen. I should do that.
Like, or I could, but yes, let's share. Sorry. Oh, I thought it was me.
Please hold. All right, so you're going to go to reports over here. You're going to go into subscription orders. Like Katrina mentions, it's so much easier if you do it from a computer. And then it's going to give you everybody that's on subscription orders. You can go ahead and specify. So for example, today I went ahead and grabbed BOD and I put into active subscriptions, and it goes ahead and only gives me those that are active. And then I can go to the customers, for example, and so I do a couple of things. I not only, sometimes I even go ahead and pull up this report, but I'll actually, some of them, if you go, I don't know which ones, but if I go into each and every one of them, and you click on their ID, many times, not always, you will actually have a phone number. This person does not. However, some of them do, and I will first email everybody, but then I go ahead and I send them a text message. Hey, not sure if you saw my email, but your thing's about to renew. You can also go ahead and put it in order of date. So you'll notice that the March ones are on the top. So those are the little things that we tend to do every month. Or like Katrina said, I'm already talking to all of my March, April. I didn't even think about May and June, so that's a great idea. I'll be definitely doing that tomorrow.
And I just used Christina's, and I can totally put it in the chat if that's easiest. But I literally used her email to her customer base, and I just said the best way to save the most money with this program is going to be to cancel your monthly Shakeology and sign up with a new pack on the 15th. I just put that right in bold. So I will do it. I will put this in there. I'll put it, is it in the chat good? You guys copy it out of there? Does that work? But it's also in the launch plan. So I'm like, you know, thanks for coming to my TED Talk. That's what Christina said to me today. Go check the launch plan. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. I didn't mean to. So I'm doing that from my phone, which I probably should do from the computer. Okay. I wouldn't have to go through Facebook.
Daisy, say hello. Mom, I am Lily. Hello. Hello.
Hi, Lil. So the email will not let me post it in the chat. So I'm sorry, but it literally is just in her to all customer base. And I'll post what I added to the bottom. And I sent it to my bod subscribers. One thing that is totally not gut protocol that it's a lot to be talking about, but something that came to my attention that because we're going to be doing, everyone needs to be on vegan Shakeology for this program, which means our warehouse is going to have a massive surplus of whey Shakeology, vanilla. So you probably got the email for the 50% off. So what I would be doing before launch on a little sidebar is going into all my Beachbody On Demand customers, the same way Fran just showed you to sort them, and tell them if they've ever wanted to try Shakeology, now would be the time. Send them that code. They get 50% off of vanilla Shakeology at checkout. Brings the bag of Shakeology down to $60 and gets you 2 Success Club points. This is crazy that they are throwing this out here. Oh, sorry, Marta. This is crazy that there's putting this out here in the middle of the launch. I mean, I kind of get it because we're going to need to get rid of some of that, but it's one more thing to think of. So that was like what I did when I'm like, okay, I'm not on the Success Club board. I had a freak out with Fran. I'm on the Success Club board. I've never been this deep into the month without 2 points on the board or at Success Club. And then that came. And so it's like, sometimes it's really hard to get our bod subscribers and those subscribers as you're going through those lists to start with a challenge pack. But if you can get them in with Shakeology now at 50% off, keep them on your list for when you finish the first round of gut protocol. It'd be a good time to introduce them to a full program, right? When they're ready to go in with it. So just a little sidebar for you as we're talking all things business. Okay, so this should work. That's all I said, so that should help. Thank you. I didn't know the links in. Oh, it did, and then did the link. I don't know what's up with that, but there you go. It's in the chat. Okay, so I don't know how many subscriptions you guys have, but that is something you should definitely work on. If you've gone through what you have, now go to the next month. Tomorrow, do the next month, right? And like I said, I'm going through July for me because 6 months, of depending on when their bod renewal is usually how far I'll work out, because I've done the math a million times. And with the supplements on this one, guys, it's such a large pack that what they're going to save between needing all the things, because they still need containers, they still need shake, they still need the core ball, they still need all these things. They're going to save more money to cancel and re-up with a pack now than to try to buy all that stuff separate. And I'm all the total solution girl, like just get it all in one thing. I totally no. Okay, so if you haven't already posted in your challenge group, hopefully you're talking about it with people, your current challengers. Who's doing this with me? Who's ready to go all in? Those are the posts that need to be happening. Who's interested in gut protocol? Who needs gut protocol? Raise your hand if you have gut issues. Those kind of things need to be in that. I probably wouldn't be in my challenge group daily. I did one a few days ago. I'm continuing like every couple days. Like, I'm obsessed with the transformations. I'm so excited for gut protocol. Who's doing it with me? The all-in graphic came out today in the launch plan. That was one I posted. Like, I cannot wait to go all in with this program. Who's going to try it with me? This was perfect. I think Aaron Hopkins said it first, and I've heard it a couple times now, that like it's okay to take that coach hat off, right? Because we've not done this before. And put the accountability buddy hat on. Like, please do this with me. I'm going to need as much accountability. We can do it together. And I have found I have so much more interest when I'm talking to people in that manner. So that's where you're going to go next. And then I'm not going to do this with you because now you have so many follow-ups, but anyone who has followed how I work my business, Thursdays are my actual favorite day to do follow-ups. It's right before Friday, usually before payday. Friday, people are usually too checked out. So what I'm going to work really hard on today and tomorrow is just the invites, so that Thursday I can be like, follow up. You know, I sent you the message, you didn't shoot me your email. It is last chance to get in on this live workout, you know, or hey, I didn't hear back from you. I know life is crazy. Believe me, I get it. But I'm just so obsessed with this program. I don't want you to miss out. Those types of follow-ups, just be sincere. Usually I get a really great response Thursday evening of like, sorry, this week was crazy. I'm so glad tomorrow's Friday, but yes, I'd love more information or whatever, right? So I will leave it up for Thursday for you guys to do follow-ups. Maybe we can pop on another power hour. But I want you to take a minute and think of friends and family that you know right now, specifically that have some gut issues, right? Think of people, like I look at Maddie and how much she struggled and how many times she did the ultimate reset. And like, my skin was great for 21 days and then it went right back to where it was. Think of those people in your life that have, you know, not just bloating or like, you don't know if they have gas. Hopefully you don't know if they have gas, but think of like the skin irritants. I think of Aaron's ears. I think of like all these people I come in contact with that I'm like, I know it is food related. I know it is a gut health issue. Young kids, especially, they're on the go. They eat out a lot, those kind of things. And I'm reaching out to their parents, right? Family members, like that's my sister and her son, right? Like he just eats crap food a lot. He's a senior in high school. That happens, right? So I want you to just take a minute and think of like 5 people that you really, really want to help with this program. And if it's too late for you right now where you're at, that's totally cool. But I want you to text them tomorrow. Make the list of 5 right now before you get off the phone of like, I think this program will really help you. That's the text message that's going to go out. It's going to be a game changer for you, right? And I'm going to make my 5, and then I'm going to screen share really quick so you guys can screenshot this, so you can go back and invite from these places over and over and over again until launch, okay? So drop done when you've got your 5. For me, I think of like in the gym community, because I worked in the gym for a long time, the people that would come and spend 2 hours in the gym and they still didn't have results. I could think of 10 off the top of my head of like, oh my gosh, it's her nutrition. I know it's her nutrition, right? Good job, Mata. She's ready to be in bed. She's like, I'm done, girl. You guys I'll give you a few more minutes. In the meantime, I'm going to screen share so you can screenshot these invites. I got you guys all right here. Okay. Make it really big so you can see it. Okay. And this is where I want you working from this week. Okay. So if you've already invited them to the sample workout and they're interested in what we got going on, I'm even screenshotting it for myself. It's okay to start asking them like, I know you show interest in this. Would you like to be added into the group, right? You can always use that as a second invite or a follow-up invite, those kind of things. Okay, guys? So that is all we have tonight. I hope we got some good invites done. Way to go, Christine. Way to go, Heather. And Zelly is very ambitious. You think, okay, we're going for 150 people live and on Zoom. Freedom Squad gonna kick Rise Above Legacy's butt. I mean, just kidding. I thought she meant collectively between both teams, but then she threw the smackdown, or Heather threw the smackdown and said, no way, we got 150. I was like, okay, here we go. Happening.
Hilarious. Oh my gosh.
Let's
Well, you
beat it.
guys.
Oh,
thank you so
Legacy will
much.
have more. I thought she meant not happening in general. Look at her talking smack. I like her.
Hilarious. You guys are hilarious.
Okay, my friends. That's awesome. Keep inviting.
Have an amazing evening for the Eastern Standard Time. Good night. For those of you over there, have a nice dinner.
Yeah. I'm so sorry I didn't catch a picture when everyone was on, but that's
That's
all right.
okay. I tagged you.
It's half our town to get 150. Heather, I can't. It is. It's our county. Are you kidding? Oh, I love it. Okay, my friends, we will chat
All right.
soon, and maybe we can do one Thursday to do follow-ups. Okay, I'll keep you
For
posted.
sure.
All right.
All right. Bye.